my highlight video from the tournament is me and him both in the King's move, because I couldn't just pin him, so I just dropped whatever. So I fought against fairly good amount of King's moves.
One of the things that, just to give the audience, because not everyone's an arm wrestler listening, one of the things that interested me when I was arm wrestling is I started to notice, actually my coach has this too. My coach can't extend his arm completely fully. Like it's a little bit there, right? And I started to notice that a lot of arm wrestlers I was seeing, that their strong hand, they would be walking a little bit like that on the side. So I started becoming curious, is there no way to avoid this? I was very scared actually, because I don't want to not be able to punch someone one day, right? So you can't extend your arm, you can't punch, right? You're good there, I can see. So many people are good. I mean, if you look at like Todd Hutchins. Todd Hutchins has none of that whatsoever. Straight arms, it's totally fine. A lot of people are fine, but some people over time start to develop calcification. That Herman Stevens mentioned, I don't know if he means this, but he said like when he competes a lot, sometimes his bone will lock up like here when it's very stressed. And then he says if he doesn't straighten it out when it's healing, maybe it'll just heal that way, like a little bit close there. So I don't know if that's how it happens, but the fact of the matter is that a lot of arm wrestlers who took a lot of pain on the table over years and years end up with a calcified joint to some degree. And there's this move that used to be called the King's move when I was arm wrestling, but it now is called the Desperation move. So I don't know what has happened. So I want to ask you, what's been going on? Can you fill me in on this drama?
I was talking about
Engen has something to do with this, I think.
Are we talking about the elbows, or are we talking about the King's move?
I'm talking about, is the King's move good for arm wrestling? What's the rage against the King's move? Why are people so angry at Devin lately?
Another video I filmed for my channel. I edited, but I give up on that. So so I wanted to clarify King's move for many people, right? And in order to do that, I had to understand it myself. So I've called the greatest guy. I've called Devin Larratt one day. We had a conversation because I was confused. I was confused as of what is a King's move, what is an open arm top roll, what is a desperation move. Well, I kind of created those sections, but I wanted to know the difference, because people call desperation move everything. People call King's move this and this and this. So here's the official break. It's not a theory. It's not what we think. It's an official breakdown. So what I'm telling you is what you should think. And if somebody else tell the difference, you can tell them they're dumb, because that's not what it is. So it's not just me. It's me and Devin had the whole conversation. I wanted to be sure. I wanted to be 100%. So basically, so everything starts with the top roll, right? And I'm going to tell you the difference. So there's 3 sections, just to fill you in and fill the audience. There will be 3 sections in my talk right now. It's going to be open arm top roll, King's move, and desperation move. Open arm top roll. It's pretty much, it's a top roll when your arm slightly open, right? But that's basically right here for me will be an open arm top roll. My arm can go further, right? My arm can extend more. My arm can contract more. My shoulder is above the table. My shoulder line is above. So that's an open arm top roll. It's basic. It can be an offensive move, right? I can hit somebody like that. I sometimes I sit up like that naturally, right? I can stand on the table and I'll go. So open arm can be an offensive and a defensive move, right? Somebody opens me up, I'm turning around, I'm kind of there. But from this point, my arm can still extend, right? Just an open arm top roll, nothing crazy. King's move, an official term for King's move. Some people might disagree with it, but I'm letting you guys know this is the term. This is what a King's move is. My King's move is here. My King's move is here. So just to break down, shoulder in a King's move is irrelevant. Doesn't matter where your shoulder is. It's high, it's low. I can be like this. I can be all on top of the table. If my arm does this, it's a King's move. Doesn't matter where my shoulder is. I mean, natural, obviously, for my arm to extend, I cannot be that tall. It's impossible. So I will be somewhere below line, right? I'm with the table. The difference between open arm and this is my arm is at the end of my range of motion. King's move starts where the range of motion ends. So for me, it's here, right? For Devin Laird, it's here. For Michael Todd, that's how much his arm opens. So that's his King's move. That's, you know what I mean? That's why he kind of looks okay on his recent matches, because he's still in the King's move, because his arm can open so much long. So that's a King's move. So King's move, it's the end of the motion, right? It's just, and usually that's where you will stop. You open up top roll. In my opinion, it's just your arm opened up, but there's a motion back and forth. King's move, the range of motion stops. You're now in the King's move. And that's where you should stop. But with Engin being there, I am throwing a Desperation move as an option there. Now, Desperation move is where it's basically kind of just like King's move. It's the end of the motion, end of the range of motion, I guess I should say. But you also, now you're dropping. Now your shoulder is going away. Now you're just running. It's just everything, right? As I said earlier, in King's move, the shoulder relation is kind of doesn't matter. It only matters how much you can open your arm. But once you start dropping and you actually into Desperation, I would call it and I'll classify it as a Desperation move. So kind of, you're actually desperate. In the King's move, your shoulder can still be up as long as your arm don't open up, right? You look at Michael Todd's last 2 matches in WL. He's above the table. He looks really pretty. It doesn't look ugly with this shit. He looks really nice. His arm doesn't open up any longer.
Do you think that the people complaining about the King's move being ugly, do you think that's a valid is that a problem for the sport that it's ugly? I don't think it is necessarily. It never turned me off the sport. I was new to it. I thought it was odd, but I didn't think I should. In fact, all it did, to be honest, was scare me that my arm would get stuck like that. That's all it did. So I didn't experience that. But Engin seems to he's really bothered by it.
Well, you can,
and some others, Herman and even RVJ says some negative things about it.
Yeah, I mean, being bothered is one thing. I mean, I think being bothered is being too extreme, being a little bit old school opinion. And I think nowadays people, they just want to complain. I feel like they want to complain because it's cool. Right. Yeah, and, I mean, it's cool. So whatever, like people hate Michael Todd because it's cool, but people once they meet Michael Todd, he's like the greatest guy. So
wonderful.
It's cool. It's cool to be part of something unless you kind of start to think for yourself. So I'm thinking hating in King's move is just a big movement. Honestly, I think if everybody had to experience, because that's what it's part of my video. People that hate the King's move, let's say 100% of arm wrestlers. I forgot, I had a good breakdown. Something like 100% of arm wrestlers hate a King's move. How many arm wrestlers has to actually fight a King's move?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, have you ever been King's move by Devin in practice? Do you know how it feels like? Does it annoy you? How did you experience it?
Well, not by Devin. Yeah, I've asked and I've did it to him, but I've been the King's move against other people.
Oh, there are other people
that year that we met at Arnold's. Like, I was my second match, me and Gary Kessler. Gary goes to King's move. I'm fighting the King's move. So I've pulled Max Taubin. Max can go to a really nice King's move. Max Kings is really good. So if you can shout it, you're over there fighting. My highlight video from the tournament is me and him both in the King's move, because I couldn't just pin him, so I just dropped whatever. So I fought against a fairly good amount of King's moves. So as I was saying, everybody hates the King's move. Really, I don't really know, like 20-30% actually have experienced that in their career. And like really in Florida, is like one person, and this Max can do that. So basically, Florida arm wrestlers, they're 100%. They equal 100%. Only one person, which is Max, which I don't really know what percentage that makes him. Is he 1% less than how many arm wrestlers out there? I think if Florida has like 150 arm wrestlers. Now, Max being the only one, that's less than 1% of Florida population in King's move. So, and who gets to experience that? Just another couple of people that have to fight Max. And that's just a local level. people that have to fight an actual King's move, people that have to fight Michael, Devon, Crazy George, there's only 3 people. How many of us gonna face those monsters? So it's a big majority of people hating on something they never get to experience in the arm wrestling career. So it's really a waste of the subject for them. My personal opinion, I mean, it is what it is. Like, I've experienced it. It's bad. You can beat it if you're stronger. You cannot beat it if you're not stronger. So it's like, it is what it is. It looks bad when 2 people doing it. My only problem is probably with Michael Todd and Devon doing it with each other, because I don't want to see that match. I don't want
also when Michael Todd went against the strongest arm in America, I forgot his name. I don't know why. The prison guard who was Casey. They did, that was really ugly, that match. I'm sorry. It was hard to watch a little bit, especially because Chafee is so, he usually doesn't do that.
Oh yeah, well, Devon did that. Devon and Dave did that.
Oh, it was Devon and Dave. Sorry. Okay, I thought it was Dave and Monster.
Yeah, it was bad, but yeah. I keep saying, like, I love Michael Todd. I love Michael. I cannot really watch his matches not because I don't like the King's move. I'm okay with King's move. I practice King's move if I have to. I deal with it. I have no bad feelings about it. I cannot watch Michael Todd match because it's always the same. The match is always the same. Like, why am I want to watch? It's always, you know what I mean? If me and you were to arm wrestle, who knows what's gonna do? And that's what's interesting about it, right? You know what I mean? If me and Ryan Bowen are gonna arm wrestle, Ryan gonna go for the top rope, but he might not have to. It's gonna be different. Anybody arm wrestling Michael Todd, it's the same match. Is them trying to beat a King's move.
Sometimes he has a crazy press, though. You gotta admit, he has a really fast press that's insane.
Michael has crazy side pressure, crazy hook against somebody he's stronger, right? He cannot use it for people at his level, really. So that's why I'm kind of throwing it out the window. I like Michael for having that and using that against your regular guy. But if you're not going to see it against somebody that's just as strong as him. So that's why it's hard for me to watch Michael's matches. I mean, I'm watching them, but I'm not going to see anything exciting and different. And that's why me and Herman were agreeing that, we might rather see, like, we were saying some silly shit, right? Not even Ryan Bowen and RVJ. We can say a lot more sillier stuff that real arm wrestler wants to see more, because Michael Todd and Devil Laird is going to be one nasty King's move Fuller match. Like, nobody gonna see anything different except for some rounds. You know what I mean? We might see something, but because we can't really predict who can win. Other than that, we have seen this match, and we're not gonna see anything really different except whoever gonna pin who in what round.
Do you think our friend Dmitry Trubin came up with the blueprint? Is he the originator of the blueprint to destroy the King's move? Do you think that he's that climb and thing that he did to Monster Michael Todd that time is the clear blueprint that people use? I think there was nobody that before him that did it so conclusively.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I think the way he did it was very, very professional. Yeah, I would like to see that match to see if how clearly he was doing. But yeah, I mean, probably. Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's different shots you can take in King's move, right? You can try to attack it from the inside if you have enough cupping, right? Or you can hit somebody. You can just hit the King's move fast enough where you can be first. Like Andre
Krasi says he can't. He says that the King's move cannot be defeated inside through a hook.
If you're weaker.
If you're much stronger, you can do it, I guess.
Yeah, right. You just take. I mean, I King's move people all the time, but if they just cup me, because I have to stand up, right? Me and Max, when me and Max in a similar shape, he goes to the Kings, my wrist goes like that, and I'm done. On the moments where I'm a little stronger than Max, we go to the tournament, he doesn't even get to the King's move because I'm just containing him so much with my hand, and he doesn't get to the King's move. So Cross is right. When the powers are equal, probably it's a little tougher, right? But I think the key to be the King's move, and everybody have done that, it has to be so much faster and it doesn't really even matter where you're gonna go, right? People flashed King's move. He's like press thing, little hook inside thing, top roll. If you can flash it, you can do good. Now, if you're talking about doing a war thing, you need to climb, you need to get higher, and try to go for that press. It's always a height game, or getting your shoulder in, right? But again, that's kind of, you have to be stronger. So to go for the inside and try to get your shoulder above, you need to have a strong cup and ability to transition yourself. But yeah, I think Dmitry did like a big open, just open what he was doing, like with so much movement and stuff, right? Climbing, taking on top, and trying to get that height. So yeah, but as Devin was saying, Devin said it before, like the height is what you need to hunt for.
Yeah, and Devin has a lot of height as well.